All right, guys, happy Monday, February 12th. Hopefully this week you guys have plans to either love yourself and do something cool for yourself, love your honeys, your significant others, do something cool this week. I am doing something so romantic. I have got tickets to go see One Love with my wife, the new Bob Marley movie, which I'm stoked about. So we're gonna go and do that. We'll probably do some dinner on the 13th, but make sure that whatever you guys are doing this week, there should be some type of message of love. There should be some type of reel, whether you're single, whatever your vantage point is on Valentine's Day. I think that it's a good opportunity to make fun content. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a week, or excuse me, in a couple minutes. But if you guys are a guest here, I want to say thank you for coming to Keep It Moving Group Coaching. And for all of the people that are always here, let's go full tilt. Let's go straight in. And I am going to turn the mic over to Ashley. Ashley is recovering from a tough loss. Yesterday, I seen it on her face. But let's go, Ashley. I want to hear from you. Let's have you take us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. And thanks, everybody, for being here, because some people counted you out because you were hungover and you were drinking yesterday, but you're here. And that's all that matters. So let's go, Ashley Jerovich. Bring us out on the field. Your mic's not working. Wait a minute. Is that just an excuse? All right, Ashley, you got to get that shit fixed because you're always a great
Oh,
contribution to this call, right, Jeff? All right, Jeff, I'm going to turn
yes.
it over to her counterpart, Jeff. Jeff, why don't you bring us out on the
Uh,
field? It's not going to be as good as Ashley's, but I'm sure he'll do it.
no, it's all right. It's all right.
Let's go, Jeff.
So, wow, what a week. Football's over, but focus, baseball's coming, and just coming out this week with the love and the gratitude. Valentine's Day hitting February hard, and just keep rolling. Let's all work together. We got to win together, and if we stick together, then we can make things happen.
Beautiful. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that sentiment. And Ashley, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or just take yourself off of mute whenever you fix that problem or leave and come back. I don't know what it is. But record of the week is War. All day music. I am a huge music buff. So the music that I'm going to be putting here, the record, I'm going to be sharing that with you guys in the coming weeks. And so that is the record for the day. Maybe it will change on Wednesday, but let's get right into this. You guys, I am on day 8. And I've shared this story before because I've done it 2 other times because I'm a freaking maniac, I think. 75 day hard. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and do a fitness challenge, not at all. But once again, I want to talk about applied pressure. This 75 day hard is super, super challenging, especially when there's a Super Bowl, when people, I don't drink, but when people are doing, my wife the other day, she's like, I just want a glass of wine. But like the outside workouts, it's cold. Like you just can't say no to yourself. You can't. Like, or you have to start all the way over. And like I've made this commitment, and I'll tell you what, you guys, I feel so good. And so if there's something in your life that you're maybe thinking about, just don't think about it. Just jump right in. I promise you, you guys will feel really good. You're getting 2 workouts in a day, whatever it is. And for us, it's brought us closer too, because oftentimes we'll go on this challenge and our significance aren't with us. So now my wife is running right alongside with me. And so at her lunch, she's walking. So I'm inspired by her. I'm pushing her, but she doesn't just think that I'm crazy. And now we're going through all the mental shit together. So I'm going to highly encourage you guys to take on some type of mental fitness and great or mental challenge. Raise your hand if you've ever done anything like that, a 75 day hard or abs in 60 days. I don't care what it is. Run 2 miles a day. Has anybody ever done something like that? Listen, you guys, there's huge benefits, not only physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So you guys, I'm all for it and I'm excited. I feel really, really good. So I thought I'd share that with you. So before we get into any of our wins for the week, before we get into any of our thoughts from last week, I wanted to just first off let each of you guys know on this call today, and I want to make sure everyone hears this. I want to let everybody on this call and that will see this call in the future that you are completely wasting your time here. And I'm going to just be real as penitentiary steel. You guys are wasting your time here. You're wasting your time here if you are not willing to accept, try, plan, and put in the work. You are wasting your time. Why do you even come if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not willing to try, you're not willing to apply yourself. Are you just here because it feels good to you to actually show up? All right, well, that's one part of it. You're wasting your time here unless you have the intestinal fortitude, unless you have the willpower, unless you have the guts to follow through on the things that you actually said that you want to achieve in life and business. So I'm just going to keep it real with you. You are absolutely wasting your time if you don't get off these calls and say, you know what? I'm going to go and do something. I'm going to go and do one thing that's going to move my business forward. That's it. So I'm not here to waste my time. I'm not here to waste your time. When I get off a mastermind, when I'm attending an event, I am in my senior leadership group. I'm like, let's do this. Let's do this. Kenny's like, hey, let's do this. Constantly taking action. So when you come to these rooms, when you hear something that maybe Jeff said, or Kaleem said, or Patrick said, or Ashley said, or Aaron, I don't care who it is, say, what can I do today, especially on a Monday, that's going to move my needle forward? Because don't waste your time. Literally, there's other things. You want to go back to bed, right? But you're wasting your time if you're not coming here willing to make some changes, grow, adapt, and make some progress in your business. Do you guys agree with that? Give me a thumbs up if you guys agree with that. And allow yourself, I don't care where you are today, I want you guys to say it loud and proud that I will not waste my time. So on the count of 3, everybody say this with me. I will not waste my time. 1, 2, 3. I will not
waste
waste
my
time.
time.
You deserve better. We deserve better. So let's go, you guys. So we're going to go right into this. I want to hear, first off, I want to talk about some wins. I want to talk about everybody's wins, not everybody, a few people's wins, but I also want to talk about anybody's takeaways from Giselle's session last week, because we got right into coaching on Friday. We didn't really unpack that session at all, but I've been seeing tons of stuff come up on social media, no filters, like all this content that's been created since last Wednesday. And I know people signed up for her confidence on camera boot camp. So I'm curious, does anybody have any takeaways, any aha moments, any things that they want to share from that session for the people that were not there? And also just share your vantage point. Does anybody want to share anything? I think, is that Ophelia, are you reaching forward? No. Okay. Anybody want to share their sentiments? All right, Ashley, we're going to try.
All right, I switched to my cell phone, so we should be good now.
Let's go.
So it really hit me how she was like, let's just take your filter off. And I had never seen her before that meeting. Apparently she's really popular. I looked at her Instagram page, so like a lot of followers. She's so authentic, and I've been using filters forever. And she's like, take off the Zoom blur, take off the filters on Instagram and see what happens. And I've taken them off ever since. Mind blowing. She said, you're going to fall more in love with yourself. You're creating this barrier between you and people by having that filter there. And it's subconscious. You don't even really notice it. I've had so much more interactions with just my post just by taking that filter off. And I've had positive feedback from doing it too. And I'll go back and be like, oh, wow, that looks actually, when I did it at first, I was like, this is so cringy. I don't want to do it because I'm not used to it. But I went back and I was like, oh my gosh, that actually looked really good. So highly recommend.
Yes, I absolutely love it. It kills me when I'm out at an event. And, this happens with my friends and my girlfriends in the industry. They're like, take a picture. And then I go and I'm looking at it and it looks like I have eyeliner on. I'm like, you got to take that picture without the filter. I don't want to be filtered with eyeliner and lipstick. It's not my thing. And so I totally agree. Like, remove the filter. Let's go, Hugo. Hugo, you had a thought, contribution, takeaways from Giselle's session last week. Let's go.
Yes, sir. My main takeaway was when she was doing the audit. Like, she really put her, like, you can notice, like, her mindset through the audit was, like, the consumer journey. A lot of the times, like, I myself, want to make everything look pretty and stuff like that, what I think looks nice. But she was, like, giving us, like, tips on, like, hey, they might be confused what's an advisor and what's a realtor. So little things like that, especially on the link tree, I went back and I adjusted them. Just put myself in the mindset of somebody going through my page and just did those little tweets.
Yeah, I love it. Is the road to doing business with you simple? Are there things that they understand in layman's terms, not in our world, right? We understand comps. Well, if I'm brand new in real estate and I'm looking for a home, do I really know what comps are? Or do I understand what recent sales in the neighborhood are, right? So it's just like, you got to make things understandable to where a regular human outside of our industry understands it. So you got to ask yourself, is it very simple to do business with me? Am I not, and also, I appreciate you said this, Hugo, am I explaining things in a very simplistic way? Right? Whether you're at the table for a listing appointment or whether you're working with a buyer, the last thing that you want to do is fill them with so much information, and like, well, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, we gotta talk and think about all that, right? Like you want to make sure that you simplify things and ask them questions before you go to the next page. Ashley, does that make sense? Do you have any questions on that part? All right, cool. Cool to go forward. Awesome. Let's keep cruising. Right? That's the type of language that I would use in a presentation and have used in a presentation. And so, you guys, I appreciate that. Anybody else have a takeaway that they want to share from Giselle's session? Go ahead, Colleen.
Uh, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I think what she spoke about every day in our life, if we're in a different setting, we're wearing a mask. So if we know we're wearing a mask, we are trying to be certain ways so we are well liked. Say if it's a client, if it's a friend, if it's a family member, if it's even your dog. If you know you're wearing a mask and others can see it too, they might not be able to trust and build that true trust in you. So I also went back, like Ashley has said, in the evening when, sometimes I'm laying down, all the videos are coming up. I watched some of her videos, and I think she just screams authenticity. She screams, if you are going on a social media, first like yourself and say what you have to say, because if you are not aware or sure of yourself, how the hell are you going to have anybody else trust you or depend on you or deal with you? That's all.
Yeah, you guys, that's a really, really good question to ask. Are you coming across authentic or are you coming across as generic and boring as fuck? I'm gonna keep it real, you guys. I'm gonna keep it real. Are you authentic? And because nobody else can be a Patrick, nobody else can be a Chris B, nobody else, right? Or are you being generic as fuck and following something else that somebody else has done? And she made a really good point when I saw her in Inman. Can you go to someone else's page and see that same stuff? I know for a fact I cannot see someone else's stuff. I can't see Patrick's on anybody else's stuff because he produces original content. So I appreciate that, Kaleem. And we got one more before I shift gears. Kelly, what's good? What were your thoughts, contributions, or takeaways from Giselle's session? She has her notes out. I see this. Let's go.
Giselle was really, really valuable to my life. Some of the notes that I wrote down that she said was, do it for your younger self. That's really cute. When you're doing your social media, you can look at it as your younger self and see, does your younger self approve? She also said marketing and advertising are different. And most people don't know that they're different. Marketing is, the things you put on your website, your LinkedIn, your social media, but advertising is the money you put behind your marketing.
Smart.
She said, get on LinkedIn. So that's one thing. And then knowing your value, believe it, be confident, know your value. And overall, she was really wonderful. So thank you for having her on our team or on our meeting.
Love it. We'll have more people on in the future too. Kaleem, I'll come back to you in a second, but Kelly, I appreciate that sentiment. So you guys, great stuff. I don't want to go too far on it, but I am going to talk a little bit about content today. But first and foremost, when we talk about our goals every single week, I want to make sure that everyone has very clear, defined goals, and then also is able to look backwards and say, how well did I do last week? If you're on this team, you have an ability to track and record everything that you're doing every single week through an app called Home. Judith sends it out every single week. And for the non-guests or the non-team members in a moment, just stay with me for a second because I'm going to shift gears. So if you're on this call right now and you are coming to coaching, I would presume that you obviously want to get better. You want to be the best that you possibly can be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this here one more time. Now, Judith sends this out. She takes all the time to create this. I want to make sure that there's adoption to this. So what you do is you say, and you be honest with yourself. How many appointments did I have last week? How many conversations? How many doors did I knock? Open houses, calls made, buyer showings, listing appointments, offers written, so on and so forth. IG Reels. So this way, you can keep yourself in direct alignment with the things that you said were important to you, and you're actually moving your business forward. Now, listen, if you're not doing this and you're keeping it somewhere else, I don't care where it is, but you have to make sure that you are tracking your progress. So what I want everyone to do that's on the team right now is take that link before 10 o'clock today, just update your stats from last week. That way you know, well, shit, did I even have any conversations about real estate? Did I do anything? I know I secured that new buyer. I secured that new listing, whatever it is. You have to be able to track everything that you're doing in this business in order to measure how well you are doing in this business. So this goes out every single Monday. You have the link. Now that you have the link, save that shit to your phone. Don't tell me that you don't know where to find it. It's there. It comes out every single week. If you're reading your emails and you're looking in Slack, you'll be able to find that. So any questions about that before we shift gears? We good? All right, cool. Awesome. Let's go.
Quick question. Where do I access that the tally of it? Because I've been doing it since the start of the new year, but I haven't been able to find all my stuff as I tallied it up week after week.
Yep. So really good question. So Judith, are you there? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a weekly dashboard. That way I can just showcase everybody's numbers that are actually tracking them. So we'll do that for you, Aaron. We'll just post a weekly tracker. Like a leaderboard. Say again, Judith?
We do have the tracker.
Where's the leaderboard though? Where can somebody see all of their own stats?
Okay, I'll just send a link here. And actually it's also attached in the email.
Perfect. Awesome, Aaron. There you go. All right, cool. So let's keep cruising. Now, you guys, we obviously had Super Bowl yesterday. There's tons of conversations going on. And one of the biggest controversies right now, or one of the biggest communications that I'm seeing in videos and content that I'm seeing on social, is the fucking halftime show. Now, whether or not you are a fan of Usher, of Alicia Keys, of Lil Jon, of Ludacris, of freaking, who else was it? Wycliffe, right? I don't know about you. I'm a big music fan. I gave that a total thumbs up. I gave it a thumbs up. Now, if you ask the internet, you have trolls, you have haters, you have commentators, you have all of this. And so what I would do is I would start looking for those things today, and I would do some type of video, right? I would ask your audience what they think, because I think that it makes for really, really good content. Let's just do a quick survey. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on your opinion of the Super Bowl halftime show yesterday. Actually give me the thumb or a thumbs down. That's it. Thumb or thumbs down. I want to do the survey here. And if you can, use the emoji button on your screen. If you're on your phone, it's down below. If you're on your computer, it is also down below, and it says reactions. All right, cool. We're getting some really good feedback here. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, so I saw I saw thumbs down. I was hoping for some thumbs down just so I can see this is a true survey. All right, cool. All right, so you guys, what I'm saying is that there's tons of opportunities for us to create content. And so I want to give you a couple ways to go about this. Now, what I would do is, if you guys don't have an account set up with Reddit, set up an account with reddit.com. And before I go any further, how many people, Kaleem, can you lower your hand? And I'll come back to it in a second because I want to make sure I don't miss it. So lower your hand and then I'll come back to it. All right. By show of hands, how many people currently read Reddit, go through articles or any of it? All right, cool. Awesome. So here's what I want you to do is, now realtors are very, very shunned in these groups. And I'm seeing it. This is totally consumers talking to consumers. But I want you guys to start looking at these questions and say, how can I put this into a hook, and how can I create a video from this? So stay with me. Here's some simple examples. I have East Bay real estate as one of my categories. How much is too much for townhouses? Nice house on a busy street versus fixer and a quiet street. Bidding strategies with multiple properties have the same deadline. I've been eyeing 4 properties with the same offer deadline. All of them have their own pros and cons, but ended up roughly all acceptable. The most expensive 2 million, and cheapest 1.6. So right there, what you're seeing is you're seeing actual consumer questions about the market or about a condition or about an offer or about a townhouse. This is an opportunity for you guys to go in and just start answering these questions. Hey guys, it's Aaron Chris. I saw a question earlier this morning on Reddit and it said bidding strategies to get an offer accepted in this competitive environment. Here's my opinion. Let's go. Like you guys, there's so much good stuff in here and I'm not going to spend too much time on here. Investing in real estate, is it as good as investing in tech stocks? That's actually a really, really good question. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Any recommendations for a management company for HOAs? You guys, and I'm just really breaking the surface here. Who is making more than ever working from home? I don't know, but I'm fucking curious to read those articles or read those responses, go into the articles that people are posting because that in itself makes for some really good, rich content. So the idea behind this is, can I take some information from here and create some new content for the week? And I'm sure there is forums, there is conversations. People are talking about the Super Bowl. People are talking about, the 49ers were robbed and all this shit. You're going to hear it from every end of the spectrum. So what I want to encourage everybody to do is look to that for inspiration and then say, how can I take this one question that an actual consumer had and how can I flip that and make that into a hook and create some cool content that's short, easy to digest, and that everyone can understand? Does that make sense? And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And it is very, very simple. So I've loaded some things up in here. All right. And Patrick, you are my example here because it was just your picture. So everyone always wants to say, well, Elias, how do I do that? I'm just going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to make it very, very simple. Open up your Instagram. And down in the bottom little here, you'll see that plus, and you hit that plus, and that's where it's going to say new reel. It is very, very simple. It will then take you to a screen that looks like this, right? It's going to be real. Now, forgive my mug. I was doing some examples on this. Then you'll go directly to here on the top left where it says camera. Are you guys with me so far? Take yourself off of mute and just say yes if you're with me so far.
Yes.
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 Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you guys.
Yep.
Thank you. Now, once you're in there, what you're going to do is it's going to come up in your beautiful smiling face when you hit this little green button in the middle there, right? You see it where it's a holograph of yourself and it's green. You just hit that. And now you can take your little face and pinch it to where it's small, right side, bottom side, wherever you want that. And then you're going to change the background. And I'll give you an example. You hit that little button right there in the middle that says change background. Now, whatever you're seeing behind you, like those hills, like that, clouds, is now going to be what you want it to be. For example, I chose this one. I chose this one right here. This is an AI image of myself, and I was just playing around, but this is what it is. Now, that background could have been this. It could have been you chop this and you took a picture of this, or you just did a screen recording of this question, and that's what's in the that's what's in the background. And then you literally can just talk over this and just hit the button down below, the little green button, and say, hey guys, I saw this article right behind me today and I want to share some of my thoughts and some of my sentiment. Let's go. There was a consumer that asked that, is it a good time to buy condos in the Oakland market? And here is my thoughts on this. And here's what's happening in the local market. I'm not creating the content. What I'm doing is I'm giving a voice and I'm giving context to the actual content. And it is very simple. Green screen content is some of the best content that you can make because you're not searching for it. All you're doing is jacking all the shit that was already created for you. And now you're just making it into a cool green screen. You guys, it is very, very simple. Don't overthink this. And all you have to do is just say, all right, cool. I got an article, I got a picture, I got a thought, and I'm going to go and create a green screen on this, you guys. And I'll tell you what, It's fun. It's actually fun. All you have to do is work on your timing and make sure it's, you know, a minute 30 or less. But other than that, this is an actually really, really good thing that I want to share with you guys as we talk about moving the needle on this beautiful Monday. Thoughts, contributions, insights, dialogue on this conversation. Anybody want to chime in? Ashley, let's go.
My most viral videos have been green screens. Find a headline that's like, whoa, everybody needs to hear about this because people don't watch the news anymore. They're getting their news from you. So screenshot a video, talk about it, and that's shareable. And so people will share it on their stories, share it with their friends. And that is most viral videos I've had is by using that green screen.
All right. And so Ashley, you know, she is not a newcomer to social media. She has close to 7,000 followers. Now, obviously, she didn't get there all at one time. This took time over many, many years. But I want to find that video. Let me see if I can find one of these videos that went viral. Let's see. Do you know which one it actually was?
Yeah, there's one about the market. It had like, well, there's one that had 125,000, but that one wasn't a green screen. The one that I was talking about, it is, I do a lot of reels.
I'll just, you know, I'll just give a quick example. And I'm so glad that you chimed in on here. Check this out, you guys. So, all right. So here's Ashley. All right. So, green screen here. Whoops. Let's let Kenny in here. All right, cool. All right, you got green screen here, 2,000 views, 1,300 views. So the point is, you guys, is that you take the information, you create your green screen imagery, and then that way you have yourself some cool content that you didn't create on your own. It was already created for you, and all you're doing is just repurposing it and making yourself look even cooler as the commentator of the industry, so on and so forth. Ashley, anything else you want to contribute on that point?
Just that there's a lot of different ways you can do social media. You can do talking heads, you can do green screens. You can take someone else's interesting video and you can remix it. And literally all you do is shake your head and make facial expressions. If it's interesting enough, those ones will move the needle too. So definitely a lot of good ways to do it. And they're all a lot easier than you think. If you need extra help, I'm willing to help anybody who needs it.
Beautiful. I love it. So you guys, I don't want to spend too much time on content, but as we're talking about moving the needle, if you go to Reddit right now, you find really cool articles, you find out what consumers are actually asking. These are real consumers in there. Take some of that information, just go answer it on social media. And I promise you, those things will take off. It will be shared because you have to ask yourself, is what I'm creating right now shareable? And that style of content is super shareable and it's super, super valuable. So you guys, any questions about this before we shift gears? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. Let's do this. I want to get into our wins from last week. I want to know who landed a new appointment, who landed a listing appointment, who landed a buyer in contract, who was able to accomplish something, who had a video that just took off this last week, who was able to handle a really, really tough situation, overcome a challenge, put in 20 hours worth of work. Now, I don't know what it is, but I need 5 people to get involved in this conversation. And I have 2 up right now. So I'm going to wait a second. I need 3 other people to get involved with top wins from the week. I need 1 more. There we go. I got my whole top line going. So we're going to go backward. Now I have 6. Let's go Ophelia, and then I'm going to work my way through the list. Ophelia, what's good? Share with us your wins from last week.
Good morning. Yeah, so last week I had a double end closing, so I was really stoked about that. I was able to do an off-market listing, got the buyer, and in 7 days, like done. It was a cash offer. And I also was prepping for our event that's taking place tomorrow with a co-host, Mark Yu. He's a lender. He's on this call as well. And just excited to making those phone calls, touching base with everybody that did RSVP on the job forums, and making those phone calls and making those introductions and making those videos of saying, hey, I'm excited for you guys to come out. Looking forward to meeting you. Looking forward to seeing you if I ever know them. So yeah, and
Awesome.
Continuing that for this week as well.
So Ophelia, tell us about the event, where it is, and how we can come out and support, buy tickets. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so tomorrow, Tuesday, February 13th, 5 o'clock here in Sassoon, 707 Nutrition. It's a health and fitness event, you can call it. So I'm having Mark, sorry, what happened? Mark and I are co-hosting this, and we have a nutritionist coming out. And I really like to put it and emphasize it this way. These are your local heroes. These are the people that live amongst you, are here. 707, the owner of her nutrition shop, she's here. And so soon you can actually walk in and talk and pick her brain, how she stayed on course with her weight management, what worked for her, what was her breaking point, when did she say enough is enough, and then just, shifted her life around. And then I have Sophia as well, who she's an amazing person. She was 346 pounds that she can remember. She stopped looking at the scale and got bigger. And then she said, enough is enough. And she started I love her story in the way enough is enough, started to go on a health kick. She started doing free workouts at a park on her own, and people started joining in. And then here, fast forward, she's the owner of her own gym. She's still not what you would think ideally a fit person would be, quote unquote. And I've asked her that question. I said, what do you say when people look at you now and they're like, I'm not going to join her gym, she's still kind of plumpy? She goes, I don't give a F, I don't care what they say. They should have seen me before and after. But her energy and that type of testimony is what I want to share amongst the community. That's what I call it, meet your local heroes.
God, I love it. Well, I'm going to be out there. I'm going to support. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for dropping that address to me earlier. Let's go. Damian, wins from last week. What was it that you were able to accomplish in your life and business? Let's hear from you, my man.
Good morning. Good morning. Last week I had 2 closings, which is a super big win for me after the year I had last year. As well, I booked another interview with a city council candidate for the city of Oakland to come in and interview with me, next week. And that's a really big win for me because people keep assuming that I have a podcast and all I'm doing is posting content. And so now I'm actually booking interviews for my podcast. It's not a podcast. So there's a win. And yeah, and I'm on my way to volunteering now, which would be a win for this week. But yeah, there we go.
So what you're telling us is that the Work Until It Works podcast is up, live, and running right now. That's what's going on here. I love it.
The Work Until It Works podcast, that's not a podcast.
That's right, my man. The best non-podcast ever. I love it. All right, Aaron Chris, talk to me about a win from last week. Was it an appointment? Was it a tough challenge that you were able to overcome? Tell us about it, my man.
Well, it was a few. I did have an appointment that I took out to a property in Lodi. She likes the property, and so today she's talking about writing an offer on that. So I'm working on that today. So that was a good win, and so now all we got to do is get that offer accepted. Other thing is I was able to reconnect with Mark Yu after Friday's call. It's been about 2 years since I talked to him. We both worked at Loan Depot together, so it was good to catch up with him, hear about his event, and then also see that connection with Ophelia. Like man, things are all coming together. And then also I have to give shout out to you because you jumped in my DMs. You kind of called me out on some stuff with my Instagram. And again, my Instagram is a work in progress, and I'm trying to get comfortable, and I'm taking all these ideas and I am going to be applying them to my stuff. But just that message prompted me to jump on, put my 3 in, and I also, because of that, signed up for Giselle's workshop to try to improve and make myself better there. And then just acknowledging like, hey, every time I get on these calls, like she was saying, put your camera on, don't have the filters in the background, just be a part of it. And even though I'm kind of fearful of Instagram, I have trepidations about that, I don't have any about jumping on these calls and sharing everything with you guys. So I'm growing.
Man, let's give him a round of applause. The fact that he's willing to share and say that he is he's willing to grow. I'm going to share this with you, and I'm just going to be real, Aaron. I'm going to let everyone in on our conversation, you guys. And if I don't care about you, then you won't hear from me. Here's the thing. Kenny did this to me. Kenny does this to you. Kenny will do this to all of us, and I will be an extension of that as well. I saw this, and I just want you to tell me All right. If you did not know Aaron, right? Does whose page does this look like? Just spit it out. Take yourself off of me. Whose page does this look like?
Jessica.
Jessica's.
Like Jesse.
Not
Oh,
Aaron.
Jessica.
Not Aaron.
Not Aaron.
Not Aaron. And so here's the exact thing that I told her. I love you, bro. And thank you for being here and being humble about this. Is coaching. This is how we get better together, right? I said, this looks like someone else's page, not yours. Where is you in the content? There is nothing on your wall with you actually speaking since January 10th. He's like, I hear you. I'll work towards that. And then ever since that day, he's taken some steps forward to just get himself on camera more. And then Aaron, I dropped a template for you in Slack. That way you have like a reference point if you need that. I sent that to you last week. But here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to create a Team Fast content calendar. Now, if you're not on the team, then you won't be able to have access to that. If you want access to that, make sure you connect with me and we can talk about that. But you guys will have a template, right? And I'm not saying that, oh, just do this, but it'll kind of give you a rhythm. If you're ever thinking about, well, what do I actually do for the next 30 days? We're going to provide our own calendar for you. That way you guys can have something. Do you guys think that would be helpful? And just as a disclaimer, that was not Jessica Hernandez IG. That was Aaron Chris IG. So Aaron, I appreciate you. Let's go Sierra, and then we'll go Jessica, and then I'll come over to Jacob. Sierra, what's good? Wins from last week. Let's hear it.
Okay, good morning. So I'm a baby agent and all of this is new. And so for me, doing an open house yesterday, two very nice people who are excited about buying a home. And they set up a buyer's consultation with me for tonight. And that's my first one. So I'm super excited. And I've got them on the hook for a call with a lender right after that. So I'm super stoked.
This is what's up. I love it. And you know what? That's right. That's right. Give her some love. So yesterday, 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, right? Like I don't take appointments on the weekend. I don't take appointments definitely on a Sunday morning, but I did an appointment with Jacob yesterday morning, 8 a.m. You guys, when it's your time, whether it's a listing appointment, whether it is an investor, or whether it's working with a buyer, and there's obviously experienced agents on the call, up and comers, and then brand new agents on the call. We have to be ready for game time, no matter when our name is called. No matter what happens, we have to be ready for that. And so stay engaged, stay studying, stay focused on every single thing that you need to know when you actually go into those appointments. And so this consumer should never feel like, damn, this person's not ready, right? That's on us. So the only way that you're going to get great is just practicing and practicing and practicing. So Sierra, I know you've been putting in tons of work behind the scenes, so I cannot wait to hear how this buyer's consultation goes. Let's go Jessica, and then we'll go Jacob.
Good morning, everyone. So a few wins from last week. So I was able to schedule a buyer's consultation for today at 5 p.m. And I had two people reach out to me on social media because I posted that last video. It's a home tour of a property here in Richmond. And they were both asking me like, hey, where can I see more houses that are similar to this one in that same price point? And then somebody else was like, oh, I'm also interested. Like, can you give me more information? So, although we still haven't scheduled a call, maybe they were busy with the Super Bowl, I don't know, but they did send me a message. I'm going to reach out to them again today and see if we can schedule an appointment so I could learn more about what they're looking for. But posting that home tour video just showed me that I'm doing something right. I have people reaching out to me, asking for more information about the property. And before that, I wasn't uploading any videos. I feel like I kind of slacked off last week, but as soon as I posted that video, I started getting more traction.
That's right. That's right. And here's the thing. I know some days we'll have stuff coming up in our life, but let's not allow ourselves to slack off, especially when people are tuning in every single day to see the Jessica show. Like, let's face it, you're a content creator. You've solidified that because you've been so consistent with it. people are tuning in. They want to know what's going on in the world of Jessica today. So give the viewers what they want is they want to log into your sitcom every single day. That's what consumers are doing. So Jessica, good stuff. Jacob, we can go rapid fire and then we'll start to come full circle in this conversation. Let's go.
All right, rapid fire. So last week I had 2 open houses. On Saturday, I met a new client who's looking for a new build in San Francisco, 2 beds, 2 baths. And I met another client who actually loved the house at 2815 Octavia, and she wants to buy that house. So that's amazing. I'll be working with both of them. And today I'm meeting one of my investor clients, and we're going to look at a couple flippers. And what was my other one? Oh, I have a buyer's consult on Thursday. So that's a few wins.
And that client's already pre-approved for 1.1, but's willing to go up to 1.5 and pay the difference out of her own pocket. And so some great traction there. So congratulations to you, Jacob. Absolutely love this. So you guys, we're in a new week. It is Monday. You're thinking about what's going to move your needle. You obviously have open house leads that if you've done an open house this weekend, you have your past clients, you have the lead pond, you have your video content. And so if you were to map this out for the week and say, what's actually going to move my needle starting today? What is that? Is that clearly defined already? Is it written out somewhere? Do you know exactly where you're going? Are you just going to get off this call and go to the fucking refrigerator and then open some emails and like kind of figure some stuff out and then go on Amazon and then go watch other people's content and then maybe take a nap at 1 o'clock and then it's like 3 o'clock comes around and like, oh my God, did I actually do anything today? No, but I'm full, right? Is that going to be your day? Are you actually going to make some progress and actually do something? JJ, what's good, bro?
Look. Amazon.
But you're here.
But to be fair, I'm looking for some stuff for a vacant unit that I got. So it's work.
But Kenny said clearly I have his schedule. Yeah, because Kenny has a self-managed business because of the team that he's assembled in myself, Molly, Karina, and our support staff. So Kenny, do your thing, big dog. We got you.
I brought my refrigerator with me.
Exactly. So I say it jokingly, you guys. I say it jokingly, but you guys are running a business. You opened up shop this morning. What's going to move your business forward this week, right? How are you going to get closer to an appointment? How are you going to get closer to a client? Are you going to write offers? Are you going to go and view properties? This week, for everyone on the call, I have a challenge. I want you to go out there and I want you to tour 15 new homes, whether you're on broker tour or whether you're getting a homie and saying, hey, let's get some lunch, let's get some coffee, and let's hit the road, and we're going to hit all these new listings that just came available in this part of Oakland, this part of Brentwood, this part of East Contra Costa County, wherever it is. Go out and view some properties. Have some fun with it. Go out there and move your needle this week. But if you don't know exactly what's going to happen this week, then I feel for you. I feel for you because I know that it's going to hurt your business long term. So you guys, moving the needle on Monday. I've given you some ideas. I've given you some content. I did some screen grabs. I showed you where to go for that content. Now you have to say, you know what? Remember what I said at the opening of this call. You're wasting your time unless you are willing to accept, try, plan, and put all the work into action. Wasted time unless you have the intestinal fortitude, the willpower, and the guts to follow through and follow this to fruition, right? That's it, you guys. It's Monday morning. It's time to take some action, go out there and do some things that are going to move our business forward. Am I a broken record on Monday? Absolutely, right? Because I'm a man of discipline. I'm a man of discipline, and all I want you guys to do is be men and women of discipline as well, because that will set you free in this business. So you guys, let's do this. I want to hear a couple thoughts from anybody. Does anybody have any additional thoughts, contributions, or insights on the conversation? Michelle Green, let's go to you. I saw Patrick smiling obsessively. Let's go, Michelle. What's good? What's your contribution? And thanks again for being here.
Yeah, no, thank you. Sorry, I'm a mess, but I just decided to show up this morning. So I just wanted to say, being an agent for 5 years, I worked on a team and partnered with someone for a very long time. So I did a lot of hands-on and a lot of contracts, negotiations, and I got that aspect of it. But what I wanted to share that others can do is a lot of times this business feels like it's slow if you're not doing something. And if you're not working with a client or you don't have a listing, you feel unemployed, right? in the moment. But I wanted to say to get involved in the community. I'm really big in the community. I work with the softball. I'm on the board. I'm PTA at the school. I pick up donations and drop off at the Samaritan House. There's pretty much nothing I don't do in my community. So a lot of people around me have got to know me. I work with the chamber and the city. I get involved and do events. So there's a lot of things you could be working on every day within the community to have people get to know who you are and just familiarize yourself with other people in just areas. So get involved with the community is a big one too.
I love it. I love it, Michelle. Yeah, create this illusion, even if it is an illusion that you're super, super busy, but you're involved and you're out there. That's why touring properties, you guys, is super important as well. Because you're out there, hey guys, I'm touring this $1.5 million listener. I'm touring this house in Walnut Creek. Or hey, I'm at this local event. Or hey, you guys, I'm contributing at this. That is all great stuff because you're putting in the work. You're putting in the work to get eyes on you to say, wow, this person is working their ass off. And that's who buyers and sellers want to work out with. So, Michelle, I appreciate that sentiment. Let's go, Colleen, and then we'll start coming full circle in the conversation. Let's go, Colleen.
I wanted to introduce my guest, Ratik Nair, who I met through a friend while we were filming a commercial for her app called Miss Poppins. And I wanted to give him a little floor to talk about himself a little bit, but he's an agent who will be taking a test in 2 months or so. And I want the whole team to welcome him. He possibly will join our team.
Awesome. You want to take the floor? Go ahead, my man. Say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ritik. Very nice to meet you guys. Thank you, Kaleem, for the invitation. Yeah, I'm actually studying for my test right now. I met Kaleem last Friday, as you said. I'm currently doing like a marketing internship, so I was just helping with some stuff with that in the office, and I ran into him and he invited me on the call. So I just wanted to come in and kind of observe and see what it was like. So thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. I'll come back to you in a minute, my man, but thanks for being here. We're here as a support system. Kaleem, thank you for the introduction. You guys, obviously, I'm doing a lot of reading. I do reading normally, but now I'm forced to do reading because it's 75-day hard. And then I'm going through my garage and I found a couple things. First off, let me just share this with you. It's hard to see, but that's 26-year-old Elias with hair and with a dog at my first director of marketing position in Lake Tahoe. Well, it was actually in this book, and you can see this book has been weathered. It's been put through the ringer, but these are small little reads by Og Mandino. And if you've ever read Og Mandino, these are really, really strong books. Now, it says the greatest secret in the world. And oftentimes people think that these are sales books, but it's actually not a sales book. What it is, it's a discipline book. And what I mean by that is that you literally, for this entire book, which is, less than 200 pages, it takes you 45 weeks to read. So stay with me, 45 weeks to read. Why? You have to read the same scroll 3 times a day, 3 times a day. And so it takes you over and over and over again. And then what happens is you start to build this habit, you build this familiarity. And so it goes directly in alignment with so many things we talk about in coaching. So I highly recommend that you get the series. There's Greatest Salesman in the World, The Greatest Secret in the World, the Og Mandino University. But this book here, something you just keep on you. And then you read that scroll 3 times a day and it literally embeds it into your mind. So highly recommend that. So let's do this, you guys. I want to hear from a few of you. I want to say, first off, appreciate all your contributions, thoughts, and insights today. So let's go around the room. I want to hear from Patrick. I want to hear from Marissa, and I'll call on a couple other people. So let's go, Patrick. Key takeaways from our time together today, big dog. Let's hear from you.
For sure. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We're now in February. I blinked and I didn't even know. I don't remember January. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been so many things happening, but key takeaways from today is the fact that don't waste your time, right? We're here, we're in this industry. We got to keep things moving. We have to be creative with all the things that are available to us. Like Michelle said, being involved in the community, being a local, you're the local realtor. Familiarize yourself with the local people, right? Go to the restaurant, invite them to lunch, the business owners, whatever, be creative with it. But at the same time, going back to your point, Elias, keep that fire burning. We're only in the 2nd month in, we can't be lazy now. So
right, that's right. I love it, bro. And I appreciate all the content that you've been creating. And like you said, if you're the local realtor, then be that local person. Say hi and be that local mayor, man. I cannot tell you how important that is. And you'll hear that over and over and over again in our industry. So great stuff. Marissa, let's go over to you. Marissa, key takeaways from our time together today. Let's go.
Yes, I love being on these calls. So one key takeaway was learning how to use green screen. I've been trying to figure that out forever. So thank you so much for putting that in the call today because I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, how do people get their face and talk with the background at the same time? So I appreciate that. Also, I loved how I'm sorry, I completely missed her name, but how she says she's involved with the community. I've recently been being involved with the community and didn't even put two and two together on how to involve that with my business. So that was a key takeaway for me as well.
I love it, Marissa. I love it. You guys, I had a quick question for everybody before we go into two more takeaways. If we were to do a workshop in person on just working with buyers, how many people would be interested in coming to that workshop? How to review the SPQ, the TDS, how to pull comps, how to review all of the reports, the general home inspection, the roof report, the pest report. How many people would be interested in coming to a session like that? All right, cool. Let me get another survey. How many people would be down to come to a session all about obviously social media? I think we packed the house on that. All right, cool. So let's do some stuff. We'll put together some cool things in the next couple months for us all to get together. And then how many people would come to a workshop if it was how to do a fire open house, like how to market for the open house, what to do, best practices, from some of the top agents? Would you guys go to that? All right, cool. I'll come to anything. Okay, cool. I love this. Well, you guys, I appreciate all of your thoughts, all of your contributions at a high level. All I want for you guys to do is show me and show yourself the receipts. And the receipts is that I went and took action on one thing that I learned today. Now, obviously, this time and your time is super valuable, and I'll never discount that. And so I want to make sure that you guys leave here to say, you know what, I got my one. That's all I'm asking for. Get the one, take that one thing and go and do something with it. Write down your goals for this week. If you are not using Home, take the Home app, put in your results from last week, and be a student of always tracking your production. Now, let's go one last person before we head out. Brandy, no, two people. I'll go to Brandy last. Nair, I don't know how to say your last name. I don't want to butcher it. What was one of your takeaways as a guest here, and keep it moving? Let's go to you.
I would say biggest one is like obviously stay disciplined and stay on task, because real estate's very like individualized. So if you don't have that discipline and have that kind of like drive within yourself to get it done, then things aren't going to happen. So it's really on you.
Love it. Jacob, one takeaway from you, and then I'm going to end sesh with Brandy. Thank you.
To get shit done, you got to learn, but you also got to put it into action.
Yeah. And you know what? The disconnect and the challenge is never an education problem, right? It's never an education problem. You guys are all very smart people. The challenge typically lies in the implementation, right? So education is never the challenge. There's tons of information and education for you. It's the implementation part that oftentimes we have a disconnect. So if you can bridge that gap and say, I'm going to learn, I'm going to apply, I'm going to learn, I'm going to apply, and be very fast to execute, that's how you're going to see growth in your life and business. So Brandy, 5 of 5, let's go, or Hive of 5, let's go to you. Key takeaways from our time together today.
When you feel like you're being stagnant, that I resonated with that. I think it was Michelle that said that. There's still more that you can be doing, staying consistent, and tracking. I think it's important for anyone to just track their progress, because how are you going to know how to grow for that next week or what your wins are? So track your wins. Yeah.
Let's do, I love this. You guys, before we head out, we have 2 minutes. Tracking, and you should all know this answer. And if you don't, shame on you. How many conversations did you have last week with consumers that are thinking about buying and selling real estate? Buying or selling real estate? How many conversations did you have last week? Drop it in the chat below. 4, 5. Cool. 2, 3. Cool. I love it. So keep them coming. So ask yourself this: was the amount of conversations that I had last week in direct alignment with my goals for the year, or was I ahead, or was I below? Aaron, Chris, were you above your target or below your target?
I was a little below my target.
Okay. What are you going to do about it differently what are you going to do about it this week? How are you going to change that?
I'm going to make more calls, and I'm going to close the loop when I'm talking to people.
Amen to you, Aaron Chris. Amen to you. Close the damn loop. Stop having great conversations and not asking for an appointment, you guys. Listen, that is us. We are at time, you guys. Have some fun with it. Go take action. Move the needle in your business. I want to see you guys light up the leaderboard. I want to edify you. I want to put your name in lights. I want to see you guys. I want to celebrate your wins and all the contracts that you're going to put on the board this week. So you guys, if you need anything, please let me know. I am here for you. JJ, you have a final word before we go?
Yeah, I just wanted to finish off what you said about closing the loop. You started off with a no. So if you don't ask for anything, you're going to end with a no. Just think about it like that. If you, it doesn't insult anybody to ask the question. So you started off with a no. If you don't bring it up, it's going to stay a no.
You're absolutely right. You guys, I made a video on that last week because I was inspired by you guys. It's called Close the Loop. So if you want to just, simple cadence and rhythm to have really effective communication, check out that video, save it on your phone for later. But you guys have an amazing week. Go out there and make this a week that counts. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Peace.